Great. All yours, Val.
Lovely. Well, good evening, everyone. It's nice to see such a great turnout here on Monday, the 14th of April. And the question we're going to ask here is, have you been patched yet? And I'm going to very quickly tell you just a little tiny bit about me because we've got some new people on before I go on to talk about the patches. So I'm Val and I started patching 10 months ago. I am a dog walker and home boarder and I couldn't walk. Not great for the career, I have to say. And I was living on painkillers. I was having steroid injections every 6 months with the great big nasty horse needle that goes directly into your hip. I've got a partially torn greater trochanter tendon, by bursitis in both hips, and I was in a lot of pain. And my consultant was merrily telling me that it was degenerative, it wasn't going to get better, it's not something he could operate on, and I should get used to it. So my prospects were probably giving up my dog boarding business, moving to a bungalow, and I wasn't very happy about the whole thing because I'm not ready for the scrap heap quite yet. So then I happened to see a friend of mine, Inez Robinson, posting on Facebook about these amazing little patches that she was using on herself and her husband. But what really got my attention was she was also using them on her rescue dogs. So I figured it couldn't be a placebo if she was using it on the dogs and getting results. So I pestered her and got some info and got some patches and started patching. While I was waiting for them to turn up, I watched all the information I could. I asked lots of questions. So I was really excited by the time the patches turned up and I put a patch on, and absolutely nothing happened. I was not a one patch wonder, but I knew I had to wait. A lot of people do. And I have to say, by the time I got to the first 2 weeks, I stopped taking all my painkillers. And I was due a steroid injection last June. I still haven't had that. But despite stopping taking all my painkillers, my pain levels did slowly start to go down. And by the time I got to 2 weeks, my pain, which was normally a 7 or 8 with the occasional 9, had gone down to a 5 or 6. And in fact, by the time I got to 2 months in, using my patches every day, my pain had gone down to an absolute zero. So no painkillers. I've still not had a steroid injection, which I was due last June. And I can walk, I can do my full day's work, and I'm fully functional again, which is absolutely amazing. But many other wonderful things have happened to me as well in that process. My skin has improved, my energy levels have improved, my sleep's improved, you name it. My hair's got thicker. I haven't got taller yet, but working on that one. So yeah, I came into the business because I was so excited about what happened to me, and I've seen so many better things happen for many of my friends and relations. So this is where I'm going to ask, have you actually been patched yet? And if not, you're wondering what on earth is going on here. What are these patches about? I'm going to tell you right here and now. Okay. The man who invented these patches is a gentleman by the name of David Schmidt. He's the CEO, he's a scientist, and the inventor of the patch we're talking about tonight, which is the X39. This guy is absolutely brilliant. He is a doctor of science and technology. He's not a medical doctor, but he does actually have a PhD in biology. And he's received not one but two advanced technology awards by the International Hall of Fame. That takes a lot of doing. He's got over 30 years' experience in business and product development, and he specializes in age reversing. Now, I had no idea that was a real thing, and that we could actually do age reversing. He knows all about it, and he's the man that's at the helm of our company, and he is one of the world's leading scientists in age reversing. In 2008, he started to focus his attention on stem cell research. And he is the holder of over 180 patents, with over half of those in the field of regenerative science and technology. His most recent patent for the product we're going to be discussing tonight took over 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to the market. So a really good piece of kit. Here's the patent. Now, this patent was actually taken out in 2020. You'll actually find this is available on one of the websites we'll come to shortly. But the X39, according to the patent, and you have to prove these things to get the patent, it's wearable phototherapy apparatus. That's what they call the patch. And it produces beneficial effects to a human body via a non-transdermal patch. This reflects or emits specific wavelengths of light to elevate levels of the copper peptide GHK-Cu in the body. According to at least one embodiment of the invention, which may be worn anywhere on the human body, as a result of elevating copper peptide, which activates stem cells, there were improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, improvements in strength, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. And that's just to name a few of the benefits that this amazing patch produces. Clinical studies, a double-blind test published in the Internal Medicine Research Open Journal showed a significant increase in copper peptide concentrations in the blood of subjects who had worn the X39 patches for only 1 week. So the X39 patch doesn't actually give you stem cells. What it does is cause changes in the body. And one of the main ones is it does increase the copper peptide, GHKCU, and that has knock-on effects with what the body does to get on with some healing, as we will see as we go on. So what happens when the levels of your copper peptides are increased? And it has been clinically proven to do all these things on this list. And there's a lot here on this list. And I'm not going to read them all out, but things like reducing inflammation, supporting cardiovascular health. It promotes healthy stress response and more restful sleep, improves hormone balance, improves wound healing and scar tissue, reduces anxiety and aggression. Can you imagine this patch does all these things within your body? Now, not everyone is going to get all of these effects, but can you imagine if you only got 10% of those things happening to you? Remember, everyone and everybody is different. This patch will help your body to do the work. It doesn't actually do the work itself. It gives your bodies the signals, and then your body goes to work where you need it most. It could be life-changing for you. It certainly was for me. And when you can get your body to heal itself, that's when the miracles really start to happen. So what is important to know is that copper peptides don't actually interfere with medication or treatments. You already have copper peptides in your body, and this just elevates the levels of them. So what it does is it enhances your body's own ability to repair and heal itself. The only actual interaction would be if you're healing faster, then your medications might become a little bit too strong. So, for example, someone who is maybe diabetic, who's on medication to help their blood glucose stay low or manageable, as their pancreas starts to heal and kick out the correct amount of insulin, then they might need their medication changed. So it's not actually interfering. Your body's getting better and it's doing the right things. And that is definitely a positive. So that person might need to have their doses reduced or even eventually stopped. And that is something we see quite a lot. So for anyone on medication, it's important that they inform their GP or their health practitioner what they're doing and to ask for regular blood tests, because there are so many testimonies of people being able to come off those nasty pharmaceuticals over time. So why do we all need the X39 stem cell activation patch? We're all born with stem cells. Babies are made of stem cells, okay? And stem cells have two important properties. They're able to make more cells like themselves, so they self-renew. And also, they can change into other cells to do different things in the body. That's called being pluripotent. So they can become different parts, skin, organs, muscles, etc. So bodies are built of stem cells. However, by the time you get to 30, when your body has finished growing, I'm afraid once it's stopped growing, it's doing the other thing. And that is your body will start to die. Effectively, by the age 30, only half of your stem cells are actually still working. The others have gone to sleep, they're dormant. By the time you get to 60, and that's me, you've got hardly any active stem cells. The fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So obviously hundreds of millions of people experience symptoms of aging daily, because that's pretty much everyone over the age of 30 is starting to feel the process, the aging process kicking in. And by the time you get to 70, as we all know, you're not healing very well at all. So if you could just imagine having healthy, active new cells, just like when you were young, you remember how vital and how full of life you felt in your teenage, your 20s. You were absolutely bouncing when I was. And then it all went a bit the other way. So how does X39 work? It uses a process called phototherapy. Your body emits heat in the light, in the form of infrared light. And when you apply X39, it traps the infrared light and reflects wavelengths back onto the skin. So just a portion of that spectrum of infrared light is actually sent back into your body by the different patches we have. And this signals the body to increase and produce copper peptides. a great example of phototherapy, the most natural one, is the sun. When you go out in the sun, your body produces vitamin D all on its own just by using the sun's ultraviolet rays, which interact with the protein in your skin, and that converts into vitamin D. We're all familiar, as you know now, with phototherapy. We just didn't realize what it was. So X39, the basics. It's technology. It's not a medication. There's no drugs or stimulants. It's patented nanocrystal technology. The nanocrystal structure is in the patch. It's made up of organic amino acids, salt and sugars between two pieces of medical grade plastic. The nanocrystal structure is just there for your body's own light to reflect from. It kind of forms like little tiny itsy bitsy mirrors. The structure breaks down over time, which is why the patches are only worn for a certain length of time. But nothing actually goes into the body except your own infrared light. And this is scientifically proven. And your own infrared light has only just come out of your body and some of it goes back in. It's clinically proven to increase copper peptides. And remember, this is not available anywhere else. No other company can copy this. We have another 15 years to run on that patent. It was bought out in 2020. 20 years a patent lasts. So we've got another 15 years. No one else has this product or can copy this product. So how do we wear this X39? You wear your patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off to repair and rejuvenate and then throw the patch away. Some of us actually use our patches once we've taken off to put them on our pets. So there's still a little bit of juice left in them, if you like, and we certainly like to get the best out of them and put them on our pets. And then the next day we put a new patch on and repeat the process. Why do you have to take it off for 12 hours? Well, that's to give your body a rest and let it get on with the healing, and also to make sure we don't have what's called attenuation. And that's when your body starts to ignore the signals. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off has been shown in all the testing to be the optimum time to wear your patches. You can wear more than one patch at a time, but not more than one X39. We do have other what's called ancillary patches that do other jobs as well. And also it's really important to drink plenty of water, sip water throughout the day. It really helps your body's cells to communicate and talk to each other and be just to get the things flowing better, to get rid of the toxins. And also it's really, really important to use electrolytes, because 96% of people are actually lacking a slight, have a slight mineral deficiency in one area or another. So electrolytes and lots of water will really help this process work much, much faster. So here's a little topography map from a study that was done, and this particular subject from the study is a participant who was a 77-year-old woman. And in the beginning, before she had the X39 placed on the back of her neck, you can see on the left there, there was a lot of inflammation in her brain. She had a lack of brain coherence, and she hadn't actually been wearing the X39 yet. By session 2, she'd been wearing the X39 for 3 weeks. And as you can see already, those colours have cooled right down. She's got no more inflammation on her brain, and she's got much better brain coherence. And then we go on to session 3, when she's actually been wearing the patch for some 6 weeks. Complete turnaround for her, much better brain coherence. And it can be noted that when she came in, her brain was really hyperactive, but calmed down dramatically by second visit and stayed that way after wearing the patch for 6 weeks there in session 3. So the long-term results of X39, what happens when you keep doing this? So the first few days, over 4,000 genes, I think it's 4,192, but I'm not going to split hairs, actually begin to reset to a younger age. Now, that's an absolutely amazing thing, and it happens really, really fast. Those things start to happen, and which is why some people start to feel the effect really, really quickly. Some within a couple of days, some even within a couple of hours. Some have to be a bit more patient like me, but within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced, as you saw from that last slide with the topography map, which I can almost say. By the time you get to 3 months, your collagen in your body is increasing. Now, that's a really exciting thing to happen, because your collagen isn't just about your skin and your nails and your hair. Collagen is actually the most prevalent protein in your body. And what that means is it's in everything in your body. It's in your muscles, it's in your organs, it's in your veins, your arteries, your heart. And it's what helps keep your body elastic, which is really important when you want the red stuff to pump around, okay? Because it really helps with that. And hence, by the time we get to 6 months, your heart can be shown to reverse in age by up to 8 years. Now, that could be potentially a further 8 years of life. So it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. And that's the words of David Schmidt, our CEO and inventor of the X39. So we do have other patches. I touched on this briefly earlier. We have a number of different patches that do other things. The X39 was the last patch really to come along that does absolutely everything. But before that, we had a number of patches, including energy enhancers, which was the first patch that came to being. And we had Olympic athletes using that and lots of footballers, general sports stars. We don't, as a company, actually sponsor them, but a lot of people found they were getting these amazing results. And of course, because there's no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants, it's actually safe for people to use in sport. Then we have things like Aeon, which is known as the happy patch, really good for mood, anti-stress, and it's a really useful one for inflammation. Carnosine, glutathione rather. Carnosine is very good for your circulation. Glutathione for all these patches have really, really different properties, and they're very, very useful. But to be honest, the X39 is the main patch that we have, and 86% of the company's sales are with that one patch because it does so much. But there is also an Icewave patch, you'll see that there, and that's very good for instant pain relief without drugs. Absolutely marvellous. So, testimonials. You've heard a little bit about mine, but we've got some amazing testimonials from people on the call tonight. I know that. So, what we're going to actually do is open up the floor a little bit and ask one or two of you, if you'd be kind enough just to share, 1 or 2 minutes of your journey with us. Obviously, we don't want to be on here till midnight. I know we could be because there's some fantastic testimonials here. But who would actually like to share a little bit of their journey so far with us, please? You can unmute, you can wave, or
Biggest thing it's done for
Simon.
me. I I
Simon.
came across Mark at an event about 6 weeks ago now, and even though I had both my hips replaced last year, me right one particularly was giving me a lot of jip. I was going to start thinking about using a walking stick again. It was just painful to use, and within the first 2 weeks, that pain disappeared. And actually, for the first time this year, yesterday, I went for a walk. It's only about a mile, but I actually enjoyed it. But I can actually stand on my right leg, lift my left leg up. So people that knew me 2 months ago, when I said, it's hurting, I'm struggling, what have you, I can show off. All because of the patch. So thank you very much to everyone.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you, Simon. That's absolutely brilliant. Anybody else?
Hi, yeah, I'm Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Well, I got into Lifewave almost a year ago. I'm coming up for my anniversary. Jules had been trying to get me to try the product, join the business, but it wasn't the right time for us. We did try my husband and I did try the patches early on last year, but we just weren't in a financial position to do anything about it. But then last year we signed up. We tried the products. It was just before I had an operation on my foot, and I'd had previous operations, so I knew what the pain levels were going to be like. So I wasn't looking forward to it. So I always stressed before an operation. So I started on the Aeon and also the X39. The X39 did actually, it helped me with the healing process of the scars and everything. The scars were nowhere near as bad as they had been. The pain was nowhere near as bad. I did actually use the Icewave a couple of times after the operation, but between them, the X39 and the Icewave, I was started on, when I spoke about the operation, they put me on 2 very large doses of, was it codeine? Some really strong codeine medication, and I had to take them every 4 hours. By the end of the first week, I was forgetting to take my tablets. I was on 1 tablet a couple of times a day.
Wow.
Because I was on the X39 and the Icewave. the Aeon with the nerves and the anxiety and everything. I took the Aeon, and my surgeon came around the morning of the operation. I've been taking it for about 5 days, used it for 5 days. And he goes, why are you not your normal jittery, nervous, anxious self? I went, oh, you're going to operate whether I am or not. So yeah, just get on with it. And I put that down to the Aeon. I was stuck to the stuck to the patches. A couple of times we sort of ran out, and we noticed that things had been getting better that we hadn't known. Been getting better, like my arthritic pain in my hands came back. I hadn't realised it had gone because I'd lived with it for so long. Things like that. And my husband, everyone noticed how much younger he was looking. His wrinkles were disappearing, and he's a lot younger than me, but he had more wrinkles than me. And then I went through a similar operation to last year. I went through it again 6 weeks ago, and I actually, God, if I hadn't have had my patches again, I don't know where I'd have been. I did actually run out of Lifewave, so my medication didn't slow down quite as quickly. But the healing process, the scars almost gone already, and it's only 6 weeks.
Oh, fantastic.
That's amazing.
Basically, they had to cut open my toe, break the joint, and put a pin right the way through my toe.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh.
Too much information.
I actually accidentally caught it last week.
Oh no,
Sue, no.
Need your Lifewave.
Lifewave, yeah. Well, luckily, I had Lifewave.
Oh good.
Oh my God.
The Aeon. I was actually putting the Aeon at the base of my toe to stop the swell, to help with the swelling, and it worked. So yeah, I love them to pieces.
Oh, brilliant! Thanks,
Brilliant.
ever so
Thanks,
much,
Sue.
Sorry to make everyone's toes curl and cringe by that, by the way.
Thank you, Sue. Brilliant, guys.
Lovely.
Well, thank you. Those
I'll hand over to you, Jules, for the rest of it, if that's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thanks ever so much, Val. I will continue with the slideshow. Okay, so thank you for telling us a little bit about the products themselves, Val. So I'm just going to touch on the business side of things as well. So we're expanding all the time. We've got amazing products that people need. It's wearable technology in patch form. It's affordable, safe, non-invasive, and the great thing is there's no drugs. It's a patented form of phototherapy, as Val has already told us, and each patch uses light to increase and improve specific naturally occurring cellular action. But we are also expanding with our opportunity, and there's an opportunity there to spread the word and build with us. So basically that means, you're going to get your results anyways from these amazing patches. So, this business can grow really quickly just from you telling your story, spreading the word, and it's amazing how quickly it can grow. So how do we grow? Well, Lifewave performance drives by word of mouth. So it's the best form of advertisement, basically, just talking to people and telling them about your story and how these have worked for you. If you had a great experience in a restaurant or you went to see a great movie, then you would tell people, wouldn't you? So this is working in exactly the same way. Just get your results and talk to people. And now you can earn money from telling people about Lifewave, the technology and the income opportunity. It's fueled by science, but the great thing is, guys, there's absolutely no competition. And corporate basically handles everything. So you'll get your Lifewave app, which is for on-the-go learning and sharing. You also get your own website, which is maintained for you. So if you're not technically minded like myself, then it's great because it's just there. It's so simple to use and you've got so much information on there, and great to be able to share your link with people. Also, we have professional videos, brochures, everything you can imagine to just get your business off the ground, branded tools and just everything that you can put to work. And then we have basic and advanced training all the way to help you grow as fast or as slow as you want to. And this is just a quick summary about the 5 ways you can earn with Lifewave. So you get profits from your retail sales. So that means that you will be buying the products in yourself at your reduced price and then selling out at your RRP. So you will keep that profit yourself. You have a product introduction bonus as well. That's fantastic. And that's an immediate reward for purchases made by new team members. You also have a binary bonus, which is a percentage of the business volume from your entire team. And then matching bonus, which is really exciting because it's the percentage of the weekly revenue earned by your personal team members. And that word weekly gives it a little bit away because basically we are paid weekly, which is incredible. It's amazing how quickly those weeks come around. And also we have exclusive member incentives. So trips that you can qualify for, great cash incentives, prizes. There's just something along the way. There's always offers and promotions to go for. So it's very, very exciting and such a lucrative and simple business. So what's next, guys? You can either become a customer, so you can try these patches and feel the amazing benefits, or you can become a brand partner, meaning that you can still try the patches, feel all the benefits, but you can earn as you learn as well. So whatever you decide, talk to the person that invited you on this call and see what's best for you. And we look forward to you joining the team. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Val, for co-presenting with me. We are going to stop sharing now and stop recording. And then if anyone